Welcome back. My next guest is Valerie Muldow, the president of the Nanuet Civic Association. Welcome, Valerie.
Thanks, George. I really appreciate you having me.
So Valerie, I've known you for a number of years, and Valerie, you've been a tremendous asset to the town. You were on the town board for a brief while. You've been involved in the Chamber of Commerce, the Civic Association. You're also a realtor, one of the most successful realtors in the area, and really kind of specialize in Nanuet as well. So it's great to have you with all that expertise, and more importantly, to see you take over the Civic Association and bring new life and new leadership to it. So really delighted to have you on the program.
Thank you, George. Thanks. It's very important to me to keep the Civic alive. Unfortunately, during pandemic, we didn't really have a venue or a way logistically to share our meetings, so there was a little pause. So I'm grateful to start with a great dynamic new board. We're going to bring our meetings live again. We're going to work on technology and outreach and engagement so that we can increase our membership and be great for the community.
So the Civic Association, I go to it fairly frequently, and there have been a lot of different members. I remember Bob Jackson, former legislator, who's moved out of the area, but he was a Nanuet stalwart, and he really ran it for many years. And then we had Roberta Bangs, who had run it after Bob, and now you're taking over and kind of bringing the mantle forward. Where are your meetings typically held?
So our meetings are held typically at the Nanuet Library. That's where we're going to resume them again. Every third Thursday of the month we'll be having our meetings, except for July and August, which is a pause for the summertime. I did want to mention Bill Ryan was one of our interim presidents. He was a fantastic guy and kind of brought me in. What started as a venture for my son as participating in a high school project kind of brought me into the Civic so that I could be part of my community, and I've never given up on it. I'm very passionate about this organization. Right,
and you're passionate about a lot of things as it relates to the town and Nanuet in particular. I know that you did some really great work in Nanuet with the Chamber, with the Civic Association, and you personally donating the new tree that we have by the train station, which was beautifully decorated for the holidays, which was great. So we want to thank you for that as well. But tell us a little bit about kind of what the purpose of the Civic Association and what its aim actually is.
Right. So I'm going to read quickly, if it's okay with you, George, the mission statement, because it kind of explains it all, and this was established many years before I came on board. So the Nanuet Civic Association is a nonpartisan, not-profit volunteer organization of residents and business owners in the Nanuet, New York area. We're dedicated to promoting the health, safety, and welfare of the Nanuet community by preserving its small town atmosphere and balancing the sense of community, maintaining the integrity of the residential areas, assisting in the improvement of existing commercial areas, monitoring land use, which is very important especially now, planning, zoning, and other issues affecting the Nanuet area, and informing the community about these issues. And that's why we have meetings every month to open that platform up to our residents and our members to speak about what concerns them. And we're grateful for you, George, who has always been very supportive to come to all our meetings, and have the departments there too, our police, our highway, our ambulance, our fire department's always there to answer our questions. It's fantastic that we get that kind of support.
Right. And what's great about it is the Civic Association, the typical resident, they really may not have the opportunity, although I do the teletown halls, if they miss those, they may not have the opportunity to really go and attend the meeting at town hall. So it's a lot of times it's easier, particularly for the people in Nanuet. They can pop over at the library, maybe stop, pay a visit to the library, and then the meeting is typically 7:15 or so until the library closes at 9. And you always have guest speakers. You talk about issues that are germane to Nanuet. You can have myself some meetings. You can have other town officials at different meetings, and really just kind of give an update and learn about what's going on. You also talk about homes that have been sold, issues that people might be concerned with traffic. We're a big town, and so having the focus on a particular area, which you can do through the Civic and the Chambers, is really, really important. And what's great about this is it's a citizen-run organization, correct?
Absolutely, all volunteers, and our goal is to cover everything from what's happening new, the land use in Nanuet, to events that are taking place. And it's great that we can integrate our chamber, and sometimes even Coupon will have their opinion on what's going on or share what they're doing. And it's just great to kind of work together as a collaborative. It really does help support our community.
Right, and even more focused. It's very hyper-targeted, but you also do things that are topical. So like every year, for many years, the Civic Association would do a Meet the Candidates night.
Correct,
And
that's
talk
correct.
about that, because you're nonpartisan. So
Absolutely.
You're not Democrat, Republican, you're presenting a forum. So talk about that.
So we're here, what we do every year is to offer out our community, the people that are running for positions in our county and in our town, obviously. And we want them to give basically a bio, of, their resume, and talk about their successes, not so much as a debate, because we don't think that's our position, and not being non-political. So it gives our people in the town opportunity to meet you personally, see what type of person, ask questions and answers, and just keep it very, very neutral, basically. Right. And I think it's important that every year we do that, because a lot of people, as you say, don't have the opportunity to come out and meet the candidates in their places of fundraising or where they might be more visible.
Right. So you guys have been doing that for very many years, and I know this past year you were able to do it over at Meals on Wheels, which gave you the location, which was great, and it was pretty well attended for the pandemic. I was actually kind of surprised. In fact, I think it was at least as well, if not better, attended than some of the longer actual quote debates that take place locally that are sponsored. Let's also talk just a little about some of how you raise awareness about some of the issues that you guys are working on within Nanuet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are some of the things that the Civic Association has been involved with and is looking to get involved with again?
Yeah, so I think the face of our downtown, obviously the way it looks now, and bringing it to the future to develop into a nicer place to come and visit, and more opportunities for businesses to grow, obviously. So we do want to work with our business community, not just our constituents, but it's a joint effort. So we want to make sure that whoever comes in to develop what we consider our little downtown hamlet by the train station, that they do it responsibly, with integrity, with the thought that we are a small town, what will appease our people that live there. So we're comfortable with development and change. Obviously, we want growth. It's necessary. But we want to make sure that the people in the town also have an opportunity to participate and voice their opinions. So that's what the Civic does. It gives them a platform to do so. Right. We also like to do events. Obviously, my heart and passion is about the veterans in our community, and my family donated this large Norwegian spruce. It's about 20 feet high, back in March of 2021, as an opportunity to, when we have celebrations there, whether it be Memorial Day or Veterans Day, that we can talk about the people of our community that had given their lives or had served or still continue to serve our services, our armed services, and we're grateful to do that, and that was our intention. We also want to improve the garden a little bit. We know the property's owned by another entity, but we'd like to keep it going with blooming flowers all around the year, so that's right. What we're working. And we're grateful that we get the support from Clarkstown. We're very grateful for you to do that.
No, it's a great partnership. So Valerie, we're just about out of time, but if folks want to learn more about the Civic Association, your meetings, how do they learn about that, and how do they get in touch with you?
Great question. So we have a Facebook page. It is the Nanuet Chamber of Commerce. the Nanuet Civic Association. I wear a couple of hats. We are working on improving our media outreach. So we do have an Instagram account currently, and eventually we'll do Twitter and other avenues like that. I do send out an email notice to those that become members, but you would have to come and become a member. We are working on our membership drive for 2022 right now. It's $20 per member. When you come to the meeting, you could sign up from now on going forward, and it will cover you for the year.
Great. So Valerie, I want to thank you for your longtime service to the community through the Civic Association. You're also involved with the Chamber. You've been involved with a whole host of organizations that are close to your heart, including in the drug treatment, drug addiction area, and also in the with our youth. So really thank you for all your efforts. And want to thank you for being such a great guest.
Great. Thank you, George. I appreciate your time and your support as always.
Thanks. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.